I'm Max Robinson. I intend to help physically challenged men become more masculine. I'll get straight into it. Mercedes are back on Motability, so that's made me very, very happy because it's progress in the right direction. But there is a catch. So at the moment, as it stands, only wheelchair accessible vehicles are on the scheme, so that's quite a small demographic of disabled people or people with mobility issues that are on the scheme. And also the pricing is very extortionate. So the smallest amount is around £26,000 advance payment, and it goes up to like 62 grand. Basically, these prices aren't realistic for the majority of people that are on the scheme, right? It's very, very extortionate prices. I've never seen anything like it. It's far too much, in my opinion, at least. And it kind of like, I don't think they're trying to sell these cars just yet. Otherwise, they would make it an affordable price to their market. But them being back on the scheme is certainly progress. It's a statement of intent, I believe, from Mercedes that they're at least considering coming back. So now that they're back on the scheme, we need to try and spread the word and push out this message that yes, Mercedes, because of the reasons I've given in my previous videos about why Mercedes should come back to Motability, we want Mercedes back on Motability, right? They're extremely practical for disabled drivers. So now let's make this happen. I've done a quick look on Mercedes' official website, and you can buy a wheelchair accessible vehicle for yourself for cheaper or around that price of 30 grand, rather than, you know, because if you do decide, in theory, to put down a £30,000 advance payment onto this Mercedes wheelchair accessible vehicles, again, I'll leave a link in the description so you can go and look at the specifics for yourself, right? But if you decided to spend 30 grand on an advance payment for a lease for 3 years, it doesn't make much sense if you could buy that actual car for around the same price and own it outright rather than lease it for only 3 years. It doesn't make much sense. They haven't really they haven't catered to the market. Improvements can certainly be made, and Mercedes can benefit if they actually decided to reduce their prices and make their prices practical and affordable for people on the scheme. But like I said before, this is definitely a step in the right direction. And if you were a person that you didn't want to buy the car outright because of the perks of the Motability scheme, which I've stated in my previous videos, right? Go and check them out. Some of the perks really are great. Leasing a vehicle from them on the scheme is very, very attractive because of certain aspects. And I'm going to get into that now. Let's start it off with a story, actually. Real story, right? 2 days ago, literally 2 days ago, I'm sitting here in my bedroom and I hear this banging. I'm like, bang, 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 bang. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Is someone trying to like break into my house or shit? Like banging. I'm like, where is it coming from? Is it over here? Is it? So I went downstairs to my front door. Nothing was there, right? And it turns out it was my neighbour banging like a madwoman on my back door. I opened the door, right? And she's like, oh, she's got like some distraught fucking expression on her face. Someone's crashed into your car. And I'm like, okay, alright, okay, let's go. So my car is parked. I have a disabled space, I don't know, like 100 metres outside the back of my house, right? It's very, very close and convenient. So I walk out to a small street, a single, residential street with like houses and stuff. It's not a busy road, right? And my car is in its parking space, like I say, designated disabled parking space. And somehow a woman had been driving along this very quiet street very slowly, according to her and according to a witness who saw it. And somehow she'd clipped the back of my car. I'll put some pictures in to show what I'm talking about, right? She's clipped the back of my car somehow, scraped the entire bodywork of my car, and it's somehow managed to spin her front of her car into like the front of my car, and she ended up getting stuck there. She literally couldn't reverse away. She was like in her car trying to reverse, like not trying to run away from me or anything, but she's trying to like, you know, make room for the, because the whole street was held up. The story has a meaning, by the way, so stick with it, yeah. So she's stuck. She can't get away, right? But she's so apologetic and sorry and flustered and all over the place, like, oh no, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it. It's the end of the world. Oh my god. And I'm like, it's cool. It's a car. You know, like I love my car, of course. Like I've said before multiple times how amazing my car is and the perks of it, and I wouldn't be able to get around if I didn't have it, right? But it's just a car. And here's the point of the story. Even if your car gets damaged, because you're on Motability, everything's taken care of. I was completely calm because I had no reason to worry, right? It's a car, damage happens, that's what insurance is for. You get it repaired, right? So, while I was there, she was very accommodating after her husband, I presume, calmed her down. And they gave their details to me. I made one phone call. This is how simple being on Motability is, right? When I got my car 6 years ago, you sign a contract, right? Your insurance, like I've said, go and watch the other videos that I've made. Your insurance, road tax, everything is included, right? I have the insurance number in my phone, so I click one phone call, I'm on the phone, right? Someone's gone into my car, slightly inconvenient. What's the process? What do you recommend I do? I don't know. Like no one's gone into my space before, like gone into my car before when I'm not in it. Like what? Who does that? Anyway, so one phone call, I'm on the phone. They say get the girl's details, take a picture of the number plate, which I'd already done, take a picture of the damage, which I'd already done, and then the very accommodating man on the phone said, okay, that's all that needs to be done, nothing further needs to be done. This is the name of your auto, the company that are going to repair your car, this is the name of them, and then this is the name of the courtesy car people who are going to offer you a courtesy car, two separate companies that aren't the insurance company themselves, but they've delegated out to these two companies, right? So very, very simple. I have the name of the people who are going to come and pick up my car, and I have the name Enterprise, shout out to them because they've been amazing too, of the people who are going to come and get my courtesy car for me. And again, one phone call is all it took, and the instant resolved. They tell you everything, right? They're like, okay, you're insured, they're insured, get these details from them. If they drove away, it would have been a different story, of course. But then you'd have to look into, get CCTV so you can get their number plate, and then they would take it from there, right? So, but my point is that it's very, very, very easy, to the point where even if someone crashes into your car outside your house and you're not even in the car, it's not a big deal. So at the end of that call, the man I was talking to said, oh, so Enterprise are going to be in touch with you shortly to arrange a courtesy car. Great, cool. Enterprise called me up and they're like, yes, we hear you've been in an accident, and are there any specific requirements that you need? And I'm like, well, yes, I drive a Mercedes, which means that the gear sticks are on the right hand side of the steering wheel by default. This is what I need to be able to drive my car. So the obvious thing to do would be to give me a Mercedes, because no other car is like that unless you want to adapt to them. So they were like, yeah, sure, we'll give you a Mercedes. Can you come and pick one up from our garage today? And I'm like, well, no, because I'm disabled. I need my car to get around. It's extremely difficult for me to use public transport. I can use it, but it's a massive, massive challenge to use public transport, and you can probably relate if you have mobility issues, right? You don't I, for one, don't go anywhere without my car unless I'm really wanting to go to that place or really wanting to challenge myself, right? So I said, no, I won't be able to come and pick up a car today. They said, no problem. What we'll do is we'll wait until tomorrow and we'll drop you a car. And they've given me, I think it was a 2021 CLA, which is not as nice as a C-Class. It's a CLA is basically a fancy A-Class with a very, very nice exterior. I'll put a picture up. So they gave me this car, and they dropped it pretty much outside my front door again. So all I had to do, they knock on your door. Yep, here's your car, here's the keys, come outside, I'll show you how to use it. Yep, this is how to use the car, here you go, see you later. So simple, so simple. And again, all I done was sign one contract at the beginning of my Motability lease, and I made one phone call, I've been in an accident, come help me out. And they get you in touch with all the right people. RSA, Royal Sun Alliance, this is the default insurance when you're on Motability. And yeah, I link you up with a repair company, they'll link you up with a courtesy car, a lease company so you can get your courtesy car. And it's just the most convenient thing in the world, because when you're with Motability, I've said before, the main perk is that you have complete peace of mind. You don't have to worry about anything. Everything is taken care of. They make it so simple. I will say though, one thing that I don't understand how they've done this, right? But on the 2021 CLA, like with the C-Class, there's a regular speedometer, which is the regular dial, right, that you can see with your eye, and then also centrally there's a digital speedometer. On my car, it's like my steering wheel is here, and a digital speedometer is here, right, in between my steering wheel, so it's visible to see. But with the 2021 CLA, which I'm currently driving as my courtesy car, somehow they've managed to put the steering wheel in the way of the speedometer, and this is a model which is 4 years newer than my current car that I'm driving at the moment, the 2017 C200. How do you manage to get it worse? Come on, like Mercedes, like up their game on that, you know. But that's a very, very minor inconvenience. I mean, when I'm driving, I have my hand on the wheel, right, and if I want to look at the digital speedometer, because it's easier to check, I literally have to duck my head and be like, oh shit, what speed am I going? But yeah, like as long as you're driving safely and not glancing at that for too long, it's fine. It's just a minor thing. Because maybe the CLA would be a car that might come onto the scheme in the future. And again, like I said, the CLA is basically just a fancy A-Class, so maybe the A-Class might have this issue too. I don't know, because I haven't been in one yet, but time may tell on that one. Okay, so this is a video of inside the 2021 CLA, like I was talking about in my video where I was upstairs. This is the speedometers, right? So you have the regular speedometer here, like I was saying about, and the digital speedometer, which is the 0 as I'm stationary here. Incidentally, my car is still in space waiting to be picked up. Still very sad about the side of that being scraped, but you know, I'm in a new car and I'm off going to the gym. Got my gym bag there ready to go. Anyway, the point was, this speedometer, it looks like from the camera angle, if I'm level with the steering wheel, you can see the 0, right? But if I put the camera up to where my eyesight is, my eye line is, yo, like, what speed am I going? I don't know. Like, damn, Mercedes, like, this is far from optimal. It can be much, much better than this. It's, even with the regular speedometer, actually, I have to, like, duck my head and like, look, you know, even to see the regular speedometer. So, in actuality, the best way to check your speed is to duck and look at the digital one. Why? I mean, I would expect better. But yeah, a minor inconvenience. And one last thing to say is, with your car, this is going to be a reminder for my channel, basically. So you can turn off now if you don't care about the channel, right? So I always say at the beginning of the videos, I want to help physically challenged men become more masculine, right? And then I talk about Motability quite a bit. And then I've also made some skits recently, right? So some funny little videos. If you're subscribed for the skits, that's fine, because hey, they're pretty funny, right? But the main focus and the main cause and purpose of this channel is to help people with videos like these. I know I haven't done one in a while, my setup is far from optimal, but I needed to make this video to get out to you guys that Mercedes are back on the scheme. And again, that's the thing we need to push, right? But like I was saying, the purpose of this channel is I want to help people. So there's going to be some videos, maybe not this month because I have a few things going on this month. So within this month or the next month, I'm going to create a playlist of videos, and they're going to link everything together. So if you watch the upcoming videos, then that will describe how Motability and my skits and my other videos all relate to becoming more masculine. And with your car, first and foremost, the car is just a tool, right? There are going to be many more Motability videos on this channel, but your car is just a tool that you use to bring you more freedom and expand your world, bring you more control, more power, more freedom. And you want to use the car to benefit your life, to make your life a better life, because that's what we're always striving, that's what I'm always striving for, and that's what I promote on this channel, right? Becoming a better man, having more freedom, having more power, having more leverage in the world, creating your best life. And as a physically challenged man, the Motability scheme is one aspect of that. And with me personally, on the day-to-day, all I really do with my car, I go to the gym, literally, and if I'm not going to the gym, I'm going to hospital appointments for myself, right? To, again, for posture, for improving my life and stuff like that. Or I'm taking my dad, helping my dad with his hospital appointments. Or I might occasionally go and do a leisure activity if it's something, if it's a new experience, if I really want to push myself and go out and do something novel and interesting and fun, I'll also use the car to go and do that. But the point is, your car is just a tool that you can use, and there's going to be more to come about cars, about Motability, more skits, more videos of other sorts, and like I said, there's going to be a playlist coming out within a month or two relating everything together, and hopefully then everything will start making more sense to you as to how everything links up, right? So that's all for today.
And always remember,
Life is good, but it can be better.